Hey out there. So I think I made a video about this being a seller's market, and if you want to put an offer in for a house, how to make it as strong as possible. So I want to give you a real life example because we want to buy the neighbor's house. I mean, we really want this house. It's literally right next door. I said to my stepson AJ, I said, hey, listen, if we get this house, we don't even have to get a moving truck. We could just carry the furniture over. That's not going to happen. But still, we really want the house. Before I go into detail about the neighbor's house and the kind of offer I put in and why it's strong and why I'm trying to practice what I preach, I want to tell you about another thing. I'm going to be selling a house in Hazlitt probably on the 15th. There's a tenant in there right now, and she told me that she needs to leave, and she's going to be out on the 9th. So I just want to make sure the house is nice and clean before I put it on the market. I want to tell the YouTube people, just in case you're interested, because I don't know if you know this, but it's a seller's market. House is for sale, Hazlitt, New Jersey. It's cute, it's small, just a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. Bedrooms are kind of small, not that small, but they're pretty small. Nice sized living area. I just renovated it in 2020, so everything's kind of new in there. Not kind of new, it is new. It's ready to move in. And one of the nice features about it, when I first bought this property, I was going to buy the lot next door from the town. But they took so long to get back to me about selling it, I wound up renovating the house as is. So I renovated the house. The lot next door is available, so if somebody wanted to buy this piece of property, they can get a nice sized lot next door, expand on the house that I'm selling, or build new. So if anyone out there is interested, I'm not going to go over the numbers right now. I think I could probably get $250 for the house. It's small, like I said, but it's kind of new. However, I'd probably give somebody else a deal, family or friend. So my neighbor died about 8-9 months ago. It wasn't a pretty picture. He was alone in his house and he wound up dying, and they found out because he wasn't going to work. Make a long story short, he had died. There's executors on the house, and I knew that they would be selling it. Instead of letting me put an offer together with them, they said there was a couple other people interested. I think they just wanted to get as much money as possible. However, so they listed it with a realtor. I reached out to the realtor. I said, as soon as it becomes available, let me know. I got an email this morning saying, hey, Harry, it's a coming soon listing, so it's not available. It's going to be on the market on the 12th if you'd like to put an offer in. I'm not going to go make this a long story about why we want the house, but one of the primary reasons why we want the house is because it's a huge lot, 2 times the size of my lot. So it's like, I don't know, a little bit over a ½ acre. It has an in-ground pool, hasn't been working in a couple of years. I don't even know what's wrong with it. It's severely outdated, needs updating like crazy. Diane and I would probably, we got pretty big plans for that house, possibly an add a level with an addition on the first floor, taking over the garage as living area and putting a detached garage. I didn't run that by Diane yet. But anyway, we're talking big project over there if we get it. So I'm going to put the offer in, and before I put the offer in, I'm a realtor. I don't know if I told you guys that. I'm a licensed realtor. I thought to myself, it'd be nice to put the offer in. Offering 2.5% commission for the buyer's agent, me. On this house, $325,000. That's what the list price is. That would equate to about $8,125. However, I don't know if I told you, but we want this house. So I reach out to the realtor. Joanne, her name is. Hey, Joanne. First, I want to talk to her. I want to let you know that this is going to be the easiest transaction you've ever done. I got to tell you, she wasn't that motivated. She didn't sound enthusiastic. But she said, oh, I hope so. So I said, listen, I'm not interested in the commission. I'm interested in getting a house. Let's do this so that you and the sellers can have more control over the property. I'll just go through you. You could write up the offer for me. Now, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking she could either make double end this deal. She can make $16,000 instead of $8,000, which makes it sweeter for her. She should be more motivated to get my offer in than somebody else's. Or she can go to the seller and she could say, hey, listen, I'm going to double end this deal because he's coming just through me. So he's putting in this amount of money for an offer, but instead of 5% commission, we're going to take 4. So we're going to throw $3,200 your way. There's a multitude of different ways that she could approach that. That was my intention. So if you're going out there and you're putting an offer in on a house, I would follow my own advice. I would ask the listing agent what's best for them if you're not associated with a realtor already. Because like we have Rose out there doing real estate, and we have these buyers kicking tires, spending all this kind of time on the weekends, and then they turn around and use somebody else besides Rose. I'm not about that. I'm all about loyalty. So if you're already connected to a realtor, that tactic won't work. You can still follow these other suggestions. Now the neighbors, they want $325,000. I was gonna put in, I don't know, 310, 315, and let them come back to me, and then I was gonna do 325, that whole game. But I'm really not into games. I want the house. Full price offer. I attach a proof of funds letter that shows the funds are available. Given $10,000 along with the offer. No contingencies. For me, as a seller in previous transactions, not having any contingencies in there is pretty big for me. Now, I'll still have a time frame in there of like maybe a week or 10 days or something like that for me to conduct my own inspections for peace of mind. But it's not contingent on a mortgage, it's not contingent on pests, it's not contingent on the pool passing. I'll get the CO from the town. I'm all about making it easy on the sellers. Here's also a nice one. On previous deals that I've had where the closing date was like 30 days or so, the 30 days rolled over into 45 days. Now you're on the hook with these buyers, right? What are you going to do? You're going to move on to somebody else? Because when the 45 days, got me a little anxious, turns into 60 days and then 90 days, it sucks being the seller in that kind of a transaction. So I told her, depending on how quickly the sellers take to respond, I could close by the end of May. That's 3 weeks. So this is as strong of an offer as they're going to get. I'm not saying I'm all that, but we really want this house, and that's why we put the offer in like that. If you're out there looking at houses in this type of a market, you don't have to follow these exact guidelines. But if you put yourself in the seller's shoes, which a lot of buyers don't, you'll be ahead of the game. What are the sellers looking for? The sellers are looking for a smooth, easy transaction. Fast also. So if you really want a house in this market, you get right on it. You put the offer right in. You don't put as many contingencies in there as maybe you would want to, or eliminate them altogether. You put a decent earnest money deposit up there, like $1,000. People are gonna not even blink an eye. They want like $5,000, $10,000 up there to show that you're serious. You're not gonna lose the money if it falls through. It's gonna be with the seller's attorney anyway. So if it falls through, you get your money back anyway. Speed of closing. This means that you're out there, you either have your proof of funds letter like I do, or you have a pre-approval letter already in place. So you put it in with your offer. Now I've made other videos. A pre-approval is not a pre-qualification letter. Pre-approval letter means the lender has already saw your income, run your credit, and did just about all the other stuff. It's almost ready to go to underwriting. A pre-qual letter, like if I'm the seller and I get a pre-qualification letter, like John Doe looks like he may be approved for X amount of dollars, subject to me pulling his credit, seeing his income, doing this. I'm like, what did you do? You got your brother to sign a letter for you? You get the point. The more serious you look going in to buy a piece of property, the more serious you're going to be taken, the more respect you're going to get on the other side. So if you really want a house in this market, that's what you'll do. Now for me, what I want you to do for me is I want you to send good vibes. Hey Harry, I want you to get that house.